IVM.
Stories, we've got stories. They're a little bit of funny and a little bit of December. You wanna hear them? It's got humans. They're sitting in a box and talking roll at Varta Lab.
So why did you go to Mathura? Jasa you went to chill and all?
Yes.
You do that now?
Yeah, I'm that person now.
How long have you been this person?
It started last year. I now go to either Goa or Mathiran
Right.
or like some place nearby like Gokarna or something
Yeah.
for like 2 days a month.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's a
I mean,
detox
like,
mechanism.
yeah, and you know what? I make the time. Like,
Yeah.
because otherwise you're always like, "Arey, nahi, ye ho raha hai. Oh, is that the thing that got postponed? No. Now I'm like, I will make the time. I work backwards
Yeah.
from those 2 days. And I'm like, oh, I'm not available on these 2 days, and I'll schedule all my work around it because those 2 days I have to go and I have to take pictures for the gram.
Oh.
Those 2 days I have to make a reel or something about me being on holiday or something like that. That's my...
But this is nice, no? I also recently learned the importance of taking a break. Like I used to love the idea ki no, I'm always doing things. No, I'm cool, busy guy. You know, and now I realize I'm just mainly tired guy.
Busy, tired guy.
Yeah, busy, tired guy.
Dude, here's a question. I really thought about this recently, right? Is how, I mean, first of all, there's that whole like, oh my God, hustle culture. Like, you got to be working all the time. You're busy all the time. You got so much going on. Or that you're so unavailable. Wow.
Yeah.
And that sort of, like, I feel like, at least for me, has sort of lost its sheen.
Yeah.
It has really lost its sheen. Even when people ask, like, what do you do? So my best friend is in Germany right now. I visited her recently in Berlin. And she...
With the doggy.
Yes, that's right. And
It's a shortbread.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's awesome.
criminally cute.
Own Instagram account it's got.
Yeah. I mean, what's a dog without its own Instagram account?
Is it even alive?
Just another creature. Yeah.
It's just another.
Just a smaller wolf.
So she is looking for a job right now. And, she and I had we've been friends since we were 8 years old. But she and I had a couple of head-to-heads because I was like, you have the time, make this booking now. I have to finish some work and all. And she's like, no, Aditi. Just because I'm looking for a job right now, it's actually more work than having work. So can you please back off and do your own bookings? I'm not your mom who's going to hang around and do your work. And the thing she told me that really blew my mind was she was like, you know what? So many times when people ask you when you're out and about, they'll be like, oh, what do you do? People always say, whatever their job is because we define ourselves with our job.
Yeah.
There is no other depth. Like if someone asked you, Naveen, today, hey, Naveen, what do you do?
I chill.
See, yeah.
That's
I
what I was
mostly-
just saying.
Yeah,
That's what
I-
I mostly chill, man.
Yeah.
And then in the middle, I have to
Something
do work
happens.
because
Yeah, because
work
I
is
have to
there.
make some money to feed myself.
Yeah. It's always the answer of what are you doing right now? Okay, there's a project or
But
whatever.
I think with us, we also do so many different things all the time, right?
Yeah.
It's a lot of hats that we wear in order to make
Yeah.
ends meet. Like sometimes you're a comic, but sometimes you're like a voiceover thing, or sometimes you're like a producer, sometimes you're a writer.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
And so in that world, how do you then tell somebody, what do you do? Like, I mean, especially now that everyone has a gig job, right? Everyone is like in the gig economy.
Yeah.
Like earlier, someone would say, what do you do? And someone would be like, I work at Larson and Tubro. And that would be a thing. You didn't even have to tell them what
You
you
don't even know
did.
it was Tubro and not Turbo, It's first
Tubro
thing.
only,
You're
no?
welcome.
No, when I worked at L&T,
Yeah.
I would tell everybody that L&T, Larsen and Tubro, and they're like, oh, it's not Turbo. And I'm like, you would think.
No, but I think there are still a lot of people who work in Larsen and Tubro, but we just don't hang out with them. You know what I mean?
I mean, they
I
come
think
to our
like,
shows.
as you
Yeah.
spend time longer and longer in the entertainment industry, you get further and how many of your friends are IT professionals now, man?
Exactly. You learn to differentiate also based on that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, my life just right now is so crazy, right? My friend, and I know he'll hear this, but I have to say this, like, he gets done on Friday evenings and then he wants to chill with me.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, Friday evenings, I'm not the chilling kind.
Oh my God.
I'm a performing kind,
Yeah.
or I'm doing something or the other kind,
Yeah.
But like randomly on a Tuesday afternoon, I'm like, oh fuck, I have no friends.
Exactly.
So Josh, who's one of our friends, Joshua Thomas, will come by because we both are doing nothing
Yeah,
at
yeah,
that time.
yeah.
It's just that the gig economy works sometimes because, okay, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you're doing something.
Yeah.
Monday to Thursday, literally in the afternoons, you're sometimes pondering on what to do.
Yeah.
Not these days, I'm
But
fine.
this has really helped me with my vacation strategy. Because like the closer you book a place to the time of check-in, the cheaper it tends to be. and I'm always on the lookout for these what's it called, offers.
Flash deals.
Yeah, so like I saw Wednesday gig cancel. Oh, chalo Panchgini, like and just fuck off for 2 days, and then come back and be like, oops, I'm sorry, I had to go. I had a writer retreat with myself. It's a lot of fun, dude. And I think it's a different kind of responsibility. Like, when initially you have that, like when you're growing up and you're in the gig, like, because I was 18 when I started doing all this nonsense. So you don't have the responsibility to be like, okay, I can chill now.
Yeah.
And I should be working now. So like every time you chill, you feel guilty for not working. And every time you work, you're doing it half-ass because you're just like,
why can't I chill right
Yeah.
now?
I see
Everybody else is chilling.
A lot of these Twitter accounts are nowadays like the hustle culture, as you were saying. They're pushing it very hardcore. Like in your 20s, if you're not grinding, if you're not sleeping at 3 a.m. and waking up at 5 a.m., then what are you doing?
Yeah.
Then what will you do in your 30s? Like, you won't reap the benefits or whatever. And I'm just like, what?
Yeah.
What is this mindset? Dude?
Yeah.
Because I worked sort of nicely in my early 20s, so I could not do anything by my 30s only.
Yeah.
But not like by hustling or whatever, just being smarter around it. You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't want to be smart around things. And I'm noticing that more and more.
I find the word hustle in itself a little like
Toxic?
not toxic, but like a little shady. Like, you're like, yeah, I'm gonna hustle and I'm gonna just do the work.
It's always
man.
the
Like,
people who have the money who say that kind of thing.
that I'm hustling, man. Yeah, the richest are the ones who are constantly
like,
hustling.
My father had an office, so I went there and I worked with him.
Hustle.
But his employees need to do something for me to preach to, right? So you guys hustle. So our economy is supported by that. That's usually the people who are saying these things.
Yeah, the richest ones are constantly hustling for some reason.
Yeah.
I'm like, to Ambani ka ladka hai, relax, yaar.
But you're ahead of us, like career-wise.
Okay, that remains to be seen.
You started before us career-wise.
Okay, that's nice.
You started before us. Should we be afraid?
Yes.
Yeah.
In fact, if you're not completely terrified, you're not living.
On the edge.
Yeah, if you're not living on the edge, you're taking up too much space. Like, yes. Be afraid, because you know what? It's that general level of afraid which will keep you like looking for things.
Yeah.
But also, and I think maybe the confidence that comes with growing older, man.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, you don't understand. I love being 35. What a gift, okay? Like, when you'll get to your 30s, I mean, you'll have...
He's 30.
I'm 30.
Yeah, you just turned 30. But like, I'm telling you, the intolerable assholes y'all are right now, it's gonna be like...
Magnified?
Hands up in the air, red Jesus assholes. And you will love it.
Okay.
And you will love it. And I feel like I recommend everybody to get into their 30s.
Yeah.
Everybody just do it if you're listening.
You heard it here first.
Just forge your passport certificate.
Yeah, go for it.
Become 91 bonds fast.
Because it really sort of brings a sense of self-containment. You become more aware of what you can and cannot do.
Yeah.
And I think, the biggest comfort is also knowing what you don't want. Like, you don't know what you want.
Up, yeah.
Yeah.
You don't know what you want. I
Yeah.
still don't know what I want in life. But I'm very clear now. Not very. Clear enough.
Yeah.
That I won't put myself through things that I don't want.
Right.
Where earlier I would be like, hustle culture, nahi kar lo, kya pata, You grind yourself into fine paste for this person and maybe something will come out of it. Relax.
Yeah.
And that I love about it. So yes, you should be scared, but you should be excited about the upcoming confidence that you're going to get.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind some confidence. I think I'm indifferent also. So then the confidence is not really a question. You know what I mean? I am underconfident, but I'm also indifferent. So then I do it anyway.
Nice.
If that makes sense.
Nice.
Does that make sense?
It does. And actually the indifference is...
I don't know what indifference means.
Indifference is also significant of, it's also indicative of confidence. Indifference is like not giving a shit. Right?
I don't give a fuck.
But like, that's
a
not you
hip-hop.
though. Like, you do give a little bit
No,
of a
but
fuck.
not that much on a micro level. Maybe on a macro level, I give a fuck.
I mean, yeah, you show up everywhere you have to.
Yeah. Like, always if you call him, if he misses a call, he calls back. Like, indifferent people would be like very different.
No,
I've
but
dealt
I
with
mean,
indifferent
I
people.
think that's probably also like with things that, like with people, I give a lot more attention because they're like living and all. But with like with work, you can just like, you can be like, it's okay. I don't want to do the ad. It's okay.
Yeah, like now I get casting calls and all. I'm like, fuck, yaar, nahi karna meko, because always it's a fat person. I realize It's
But
either,
एक second,
I
एक
recently
second.
remember
What
Utkarsh
do
gave
you
me a call
mean?
for a Parsi person, and I'm like, oh, that's
I can see you as a Parsi person. I would
know,
buy
But
whatever
he
products you're
doesn't,
selling
he doesn't
also.
want it.
I don't want it.
What?
Because I'm not Parsi. It'll just be like me appropriating another person's accent and they'll ask for that accent. You know that, Aditi. I'm going a Bollywood biographical movie in 1940s, a Parsi character. I will have that. Hey, दिख रहा है तुमने बताया नहीं तुम यहाँ पे आ रहा है हमारा.
What are you
I'm doing
saying?
it right now.
Yeah,
Aditi.
see, and you're, and all
I'm
I'm
just
saying
giving an
is,
example. I'm not actually this person.
all I'm saying
Kawas
is,
ji, Navin.
you would do it badly here, but with some training, you would probably do it really great on
Yeah.
set. You know what I mean?
Perhaps.
But like, there's like one Parsi left in the world, and then he's taking away that one
Oh yeah,
person's
we are
job.
doing
That
that
would
meeting
be.
on Thursday. Actually.
Yeah, good. So,
What? I can't wait. I
Utkarsh
can't wait.
convinced me. He's like,
Yeah.
you look the part. I'm like, cool then.
But that's, see, and again, what do you mean you're getting cast as a fat guy? I don't understand how that works. Is it like,
Because-
this is a fat dhobi? Like, is that how, is that the call
No,
sheet?
it's always like some kind of fatherly role. You know, like one thing I don't want, first of all, is to be a father to
Okay,
kids,
yeah.
human kids.
Yeah.
And because cats are technically my kids.
Uh-huh.
And second, it's like you have to be hetero for that. Like,
What?
Like, you know, if you're fathering
Oh,
a
like that.
person, like a full fetus, then you're like, "Arey beta, तुम्हारी मम्मी कहाँ पर है?" whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Gee, I don't want that."
But it's like,
I
that's
don't mind it if it's good.
I don't know
man.
what kind of dad you'll make her.
But see, it's like a-
Arey beta,
it's
tumhari
a-
mummy. I love the impression of dad you just did.
I tell you, I follow this one bear friend of mine who's a gay influencer types. He does mostly dancing reels or whatever. He's very cute. But he did this ad for, I think, one of those audio apps. I think Spotify or something, or Shazam or something, where he's like, you know, he's a regular dad where he's like lawnmower and everything. And then Alanis Morissette song starts playing and he starts like jiving and he starts grinding and takes his t-shirt off. Sprinklers go on and he's doing the whole Mad Mike routine.
Yeah.
But he's a chubby, hairy guy. That way I feel that they're celebrating the person's physique and also their queerness without making it too on the nose.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I just feel that is very stunted for me.
Yeah.
So if you're reaching out to me, you have to know who I am, right?
Yeah.
Like my profile is pretty clear. I'm a queer comedian.
Yeah.
Chubby, but very open with showing my skin also.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? My profile is pretty clear out there. Why would I wear a fucking then formal clothes and come from office? Arey beta, aaj main kaam pe gaya tha.
But it's like
Pasina aa raha hai, whatever, khunje ho raha hai. That's not me.
No,
You know what
but
I'm
it's
saying?
not you. It's like, okay, it's like that. You remember that car ad I did? Right?
Yeah,
Where I
know,
played the
know,
two
know.
guys.
I know,
Right?
I
That
know.
was great.
know.
That was great.
So I was playing the guys, right? Like the guy you see on screen is not me. It's the guy that I played on screen. So,
I agree.
So like then if the guy on screen is somebody who wants to show skin, then he's that. And maybe he's a straight dad. Maybe he's a construction worker with an alcohol addiction, you know?
That's really specific. And now that I remember the ad, well channeled. Well channeled.
Yeah. I just feel like I'm at a point right now where something which is closer to me can help me be comfortable in front of the camera.
Right.
I'm pretty much being on the back burner side. It's fine for me.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a star.
You don't want to be in front of a camera.
Yeah, because I think intelligence is more required behind sometimes to deal with what's in front.
Have you
This I agree.
have you experienced? You've been on both ends a lot.
Yeah.
Which one do you prefer?
Ooh, any day of the week. Like, I mean, I got into this entire profession because, you know, I wasn't getting through a single audition. Because, like, you know, I'll be honest. Okay, so this time I recently went to Finland. I did a show called The World According to Comedians. And it was done by the same people who do like Finnish Idol, right? So it was a pretty big production. And the concept of the show was they airdropped these three comedians, me, one comedian from South Africa, Tumi Morake, and one comedian from the US, Lisa Trigor, into Finland. And then every day, we intern at a different Finnish industry, right?
Fun.
And I have not wanted, like, I was really apprehensive about doing reality TV in general because I believe that in India, it becomes kind of exploitative. There was a chance for me to do a fairly huge reality show in India, and I was like, no. And then my mother's like, ticket bikegi, and my father's like, dimag kharab ho jayega. So I decided to listen to my dad in that moment. But like, you know, going to Finland and then seeing how a reality or like shooting from the other end, from the camera end of how a reality show is made. Because, and by the way, let's face it, the future is reality shows.
Yeah.
It's lesser cost. It's more real because obviously the people are being more vulnerable when they don't have scripts in their hands.
Yeah.
Or they're being manipulated to be more vulnerable, you know.
Tell me about it.
And I realized, dude, that like you have to have trust on both ends, whether it's the back end, like the people behind the camera and the people in front of the camera need to be really in sync. in order to get I guess a product where nobody feels exploited or like
absolutely.
it doesn't end up looking bad for anybody kind of a thing. I would much prefer the on-camera bit. I hardly ever watch anything that I do. Like I'll watch it twice at max.
That's a lot of times too.
That's
Because
already a
most
lot of
people
times,
who
yeah.
watch what you make will watch it once only.
Yeah.
As is
I mean, but your own stuff, right? You have to edit it. You have to like this thing. Once it's ready, it's out. I upload a video to YouTube and I disappear. I will not check how many views. Oh my God, ye wala comment. Oh my God, like this. Nothing.
Yeah.
I'm gone. I'm gone. And I think maybe that's also one of those self-loathing. I can't listen to my own voice.
I don't watch the video again. I just see the comments. I love reading the comments. I like reading the good ones, the bad ones. They're damn fun to read. But I don't watch the video. Because when you watch the video after is when you realize, oh fuck, I should have done that instead. That is heartbreaking. That is just too much to take.
Yeah, I don't have the mental capacity to deal with I should have done that. Yeah. Oh, that would have been nicer if it was cut. I could have written that line.
And the best line always comes 4 days after the video is out. So it's just
Yeah, recently at my Recce hotel also, one of the DAs was like, let's watch Navin's latest video. I'm like, can you fucking not?
Yeah.
And I start physically writhing. I'm like, can you not? And he's like, oh, then the director was like, Navin's really uncomfortable. Can you please stop this? He started playing it also. And I'm like, oh, can you? Every inch of my soul is just I can't do this. At least if I enjoy it, I'll enjoy my videos.
Yeah.
Go back to it once in a while because people will be like, this 0.3 something you said this joke, and I'm like, I don't remember this. I'll go watch it. I'm like, oh, this was really funny. I was so funny.
Yeah.
But the group of people now where I'm every line that they're hanging on, and if they don't laugh, not happening.
But
I can't watch other people watch my video. I'll die.
No, I get a kick.
What a creep! You're just standing there staring at them.
No, I don't even look at them. I find myself damn funny, dude. I watch and I laugh, so I drive the audience. I'm the comedian in the back instigating applause breaks at my own video watching. I love it. I love my comedy, dude. It's damn weird.
So there have been times where Aakash is like, what are you doing? I'm like, nothing. I'm at home. He's like, come over to my place. I'm like, cool. They're like, cool. You wanna smoke something? Smoke something cool. They're like, now you want to listen to 55 minutes of my recording from my last show?
I'm too high for this.
And I'm like, I've come to your house. I can't say no.
We'll make it through 15 minutes at least.
At least.
I'm always a big fan of myself.
But that's a good thing about us just hanging, that we can just start talking about comedy and also come back to normal life, because so much of comedy has become intermingled with normal life, right? It's almost like that.
Yeah, it becomes very everything is the same then. Everybody you talk to is either attached to your work or is part of the scene or something. So you either talk about your own work or about work in general. Yeah. So it's just good to have CV friends, man. This
dude,
friends.
But that's why I actually and I think one of my biggest learnings growing up has been to draw that boundary between work and between my personal life. And I think it's been one of the healthiest things I have done. I do have friends who are in IT, by the way.
Yeah,
I do have friends who are in IT.
Yeah.
With not Larsen and Toubro specifically, but with other companies. And I think that also, dude, you tend to get caught up in the circle jerk. Then what experiences are you constantly hearing reflected back to you only?
Yeah. Very, very actively, I don't chill after gigs or whatever anymore. I have skipped the entire green room dynamic. I'm I have a partner. I have 4 cats at home. Life's so good. I want to go back to that immediately.
Yeah.
My spot is done. Hi, hello. Lot of comics in the middle. Even though I was performing constantly, they were like, we don't see you anymore. I'm like, fuck yeah.
Because I don't hang out after.
That's the best part. That whole circle jerk, as you said, it's literally just that sometimes. It's just
Speaking of circle jerks, how do y'all feel about this dancing at Sangeet business? I genuinely, I'm a little tired of this constant. My cousin also got married at the end of the year.
Yours is coming now.
I'm not doing jack shit. I'm not doing a Sangeet. There's no Sangeet at my wedding.
Please.
No. There's an after party. Come and dance with us like normal human beings on a dance floor. I don't want fucking item number 1 में आकाश के friend, item number 2 में बीवी का ऐसा ये मेरे को नहीं चाहिए.
पहला तो you're robbing some poor wedding MC of a job. As we speak.
What do you mean robbing?
A decorator from the floor that he'll put up for the performance.
Dude, that decorator of this wedding.
There's a choreographer out there.
My decorator lives on Pedder Road. Okay, I think he has enough money.
There's a DI reject who wants to choreograph your wedding.
There's a DID second round eliminator who could have choreographed your wedding.
Here's what I think it is more than anything else. There are aunts and cousins and uncles and
I thought you were going to say
and
there
friends.
Are aunts and there are cunts.
And friends, all of these people who do not get to be the center of attention much in life. Okay, my cousins, these guys. and girls, they are in offices and all, and they're living regular lives, and they don't get that moment of, oh look, it is our Priya, wow. They don't get that.
Yeah.
So they need that.
This I agree.
But
This I
now
agree.
my only thing is why at my expense?
Yeah,
You know what
I
I
get
mean?
that also.
Why should I forget monetarily? Chalo, one thing, but emotionally, like I have to fucking dance at that my own Sangeet, and on top of that, when they get married, I have to dance at theirs. It's a cycle of endless violence on my own sensibilities. It's endless. So have you danced? You dance at Sangeets, no?
I cannot believe this. The fact that I have been like I'm in this discussion is honestly offensive to me. It's so offensive. I am.
Did you turn up for the Sonali one? Because I remember you were in the group.
Oh, can I just put one small?
But you were there, right? You came for the practices.
I came for the rehearsals. I
But
had
not
to,
at the
yeah,
Sangeet?
the actual Sangeet I had to
Rock
be.
and roll. I'm for you.
But like
I
I
don't
that's a
remember
good
this
thing.
because
So first of all, nobody ever looks like nobody who's dancing is ever sad.
Yeah.
Okay. Nobody who's dancing is ever committing violence.
Yeah.
Nobody who's dancing is ever making anyone else sad.
Can I just-
So dance supremacy 101.
Okay.
yeah,
Can I-
people
no,
can people will dance at
100%.
like Yali and Omje Jagdish with the same gusto.
100%
Oh
agree
my
with you.
God.
But why does it?
Asli India.
But why does it need to be annual day? A and B.
What do you mean annual
Just
day?
a small reminder. My wedding, when it happens, is going to be a Gujarati vegetarian non-alcoholic wedding. Okay, so imagine a sober as fuck Sangeet. Yeah, take a second, draw it in now.
Cumulative cringe.
You know, but
And why can't we just all dance? Make a dance floor. Let's
That's
all
why-
dance.
that's why
Because here's the
Catholic
thing.
weddings are
Here's
the
the
best.
thing. Here's the thing, though. I believe that the dances at the Sangeet are catalysts to people to get onto the dance floor because, like, especially if you're sober, right? You've not seen anyone make an ass out of themselves. How are you going to get on the dance floor to make an ass out of yourself?
Yeah.
No, you've seen Chachi, Bua, Fufi, and cousins
Yeah.
look like cockroaches that have been flipped on their backs
Yeah.
for 7 songs in a row. It's time. It's time. Do your stretches, babe. Because
Dude, कुछ नहीं करने का गरबा का 2 गाना बजाओ सब लोग नाच लेंगे चुपचाप. It's not even hard, you know. I am not sold on this. I am waiting. I open challenge to anyone to convince me that a Sangeet is worth it.
you know, so I'll tell you, like there are 2 incidents that, like my Sangeet incidents that I am like will last lifelong. Is ki one is my cousin brother was getting married, and my chachu, who like any healthy Punjabi man had a drinking problem, shows up at so he was supposed to dance to Duffly Wale, okay, with my chachi, and my chachi is like, and so they both are supposed to enter onto opposite ends of the stage, and they gave him. He had been practicing the whole time with
Duffly.
a basket.
Yeah.
Okay, with a basket ladan. And then on the day of the performance,
A dummy Duffly.
Ha,
A
correct.
dumbly.
On the day of the performance, Duffly was not there.
Okay.
Like
So
those
then-
not sauce, you mean?
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
And so then they took a plate, a thali.
Of course.
And, you know, he went out on stage. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Now, the thing is, one of the steps involved him taking the Duffly and throwing it into the audience. Okay.
Yeah.
So my cousin brother's wife's cousin sister
Huh.
just had a
Just
giant like swelling on her forehead and
Didn't
a
have the
cut
reflexes.
because he flung it into the audience
Yeah.
and I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Captain
That's-
America, this shit.
This is
Yeah.
the same lady who 50 seconds ago said dance never involves violence.
Wait, sorry. I take it back. But that was my favorite memory.
Yeah.
And then my second favorite memory, actually, not even memory, it's an observation of recent Sangeets, dude. A lot of these dances are too complicated.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, just give me a 1, 2,
Exactly,
3.
yeah.
Everyone looks miserable.
Yeah.
Miserable on the dance floor.
Exactly like when Sonali Sangeet was happening during the Lamborghini song or whatever.
Huh.
So like Lamborghini, every breakdown is like one thing, okay? Yeah, so I'm like, fuck this, whatever. So I danced whatever methodically because she was like another DID choreographer.
Then you get put at the back because they're like,
Yeah.
dikhna nahi chahiye.
And I'm a good dancer. My gay card would be taken away. I was so angry.
Yeah.
And then after like everybody had a few drinks and then I'm on the actual floor just like doing my own thing.
And then he nailed it.
And then she's like, oh, Navin, where was this? And I'm like, not in your fucking moves, bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, this whole
Yeah.
like,
If
dare
you're
I say
listening,
it?
she's a nice girl. I'm just like throwing sass for no reason.
No, you know, this over like Dance India dancifization
Exactly,
of
yeah.
Sangeets is what is the problem.
If we didn't
That's
have choreography, like, you know, remember that uncle who became so famous for that, like, you know,
Meena se na saki se
and
na-
the wife is just catching up. She like, what
yeah.
do? The daddy who became
माने से दिल धड़क जाता है आपके आ जाने से.
that do you remember? He was in the red shirt and that grey jacket. He became viral sensation around the world.
On that disturbing news, we're going to take a very quick break and see you on the other end for some more Varta Lab with Aditi Mittal and Navin Norona and myself, Aakash Mehta.
You're wearing a gold chain. What a Sindhi thing to do, Aakash Sindhi
Hey,
Mehta.
it's good thing also.
It's the engagement.
It's the engagement thing.
It's the
Oh, you don't have rings or what?
No, we don't have rings. Like we don't have, as in we have not got rings. We are
Okay.
getting rings
You're
after the
struggling
marriage.
with that because the wire is also getting
Yeah,
intense.
now it's done. But this my future father-in-law gifted me.
Oh, that's lovely, dude.
So I wear it.
Future-in-law.
I was like, why this? And she was like, the kutte ko collar pehnana chahiye. And I was like,
एक
yes.
दूसरे के गले पड़ गए.
Thank you. And
Yeah.
I was like, thank you, daddy. And
Here's a question: Are you
Submitting,
excited for like in-laws?
I am excited at the prospect of the mundane things that come with married life. Like I am excited at the weekly, how are you? Are you okay? I am excited for the vacation that I hate from the minute it starts. That's
Yeah.
what I know. Like, dhobi aaya ki nahi? You know, but I told you I have taken money out for the mutual fund already. Like, those are the conversations that I am
If
really...
Akash's wife is listening, please get out while you can.
she's aware. She's aware.
Yeah.
By the time this comes out, it'll be too late, babe. But yeah, that's what really excites me. Like, just like waking up next to the same person whenever you're at home. You know?
Yeah.
And then having a sense of home in a person as opposed to a place. So those
Yeah.
things are mushy and very real, I feel. So I'm very excited for those. What I'm not excited for is everything else. Like,
Define everything else.
arey yaar, you know, getting married itself is a very unnecessary
Procedural
thing.
nature
Can't
of
believe
it.
he had a problem with Sangeet. This
Yeah,
guy, man.
Sangeets are
what
the
a
devil.
straight guy thing to say.
How is it a straight? Listen, I will dance at my cousin's Sangeet. Okay, I will say no till the last day and then I will blow their minds with a sudden performance and all of that jazz.
Listen, we practice and हमारा नहीं होता. With these days choreography is so
Bro,
tough.
I'll show you a video after this. Okay, you see and then you tell me. Yeah,
This is an open challenge.
yeah.
Yeah,
You,
okay.
I'll show you the video after this. You see it.
What's the video about?
It's me dancing at my cousin's recent thing. And improv, not even like...
So then he was the one guy when everybody else was doing what the choreographer told him. He was one guy
No,
just doing the
no,
body
no.
wave in the
It's a
background.
dance
No,
situation.
no, me and my fiance were forced to dance after saying we will not dance. And then we pulled out from, as we say, the proverbial term, gaand mein se, a small dance routine that lasted a minute or so. So it was good, man. We did Sajanandi Varevari and all. And we did all the moves and our own kinds of... And so, yeah, it's
I
fun.
can't imagine you jumping. Like,
Dude,
I can't
I
imagine
dance.
you having both your feet off the ground
like,
at the same time.
I danced across the world, man. I've danced in Europe and in China. I like as a dancer. I was a dancer.
Get out of here.
I was
What
a
lies?
child dancer.
A child dancer,
I was-
indeed.
He was a chill beer.
A child beer and a child dancer.
Yeah, I was 9 years and I went to Europe and I danced like in Europe. I'm not making this up. I don't know why people do
Yeah,
this.
Yeah.
he did tell me this. Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
I'll
Wait,
show
so
you.
like, was it
It's
like
a thing I've buried very deep into my psyche, I think, and just came back.
I did Garba and all that. I'm pretty adept at the moves.
Yeah, he was a professional Garba dancer, unlike the rest of Gujarat.
Was there most of Gujarat? I don't remember it. But I still have the moves. Like I still have the gelatinous
the
body
cadence
structure.
of a Garba
Yeah.
dance.
the gelatinous body structure is how I'm going to refer to everybody I know. Now.
Yeah.
It's going to be like,
The jello shot of a human that he turned.
But speaking of Europe, you're going to Europe again, and you were just telling us you are going to Europe to give an award.
yes. I'm so excited. Like,
What is odd?
so, here's the thing. I went to Europe like a month ago and I realized that about 9 people in Europe totally.
Yeah.
And about 7 of them are above the age of 80. Even though
Yeah.
they all look like they're in their 40s or whatever, it's the coal that preserves really well. And I just did a show for Finnish access television, like
Yeah.
public access television. And so they called me and they were like, we want you to come back to Finland. And I was like, oh my God, is it me with my second job already in Finland? Imagine coming from the biggest market in the world, India,
Yeah,
and then being like, Finland is my market. So I was like very excited. They said, we want you to come here and give out an award. And I was like, that's it? And they were like, yeah. And I was like, oh, do you not have anybody else?
Yeah.
Like, has everyone
Yeah.
aged past 80 or whatever? They were like, no, we just want somebody, to come from an outside country and
And India,
You just add some melanin to the stage or whatever.
Yeah.
Diverse award, yeah.
Yeah. It's probably a diverse.
but
like
Indians historically fill labor voids. You know,
And look at us.
Yeah, look at us.
Yeah. I'm gonna, as I'm giving out the award, just give it out and be like, I'm gonna take your job. I'm gonna take your job.
From being a ward to now giving out awards.
Hey yo.
I've come a long way. Yeah.
Yeah, I had gone to Australia for shows, Abhi, and when I was there was this slot machine. Did I say the story? The slot machine story?
Yeah.
I already said the
I
story.
think you told it to me.
Oh, okay. Did I say this? The producer doesn't know shit. It's the other Sparsh. Basically, there are these slot machines, okay? And उधर है ना Thursday night को सब बुड्ढे लोग को अपना पैसा मिलता है social service का जो रहता है वो. So they all go to the slots, like straight up. All the oldies with addictions, buddhi auntie, like they blow $100-$500 in a night on slots.
You know that is a better thing than old people in India do, which is police other people's behavior. I would rather.
दोपहर को wine पीते हैं, रात को gamble करते हैं. तो अच्छा life है. And so I went there and my aunt called me and said, "You put money in slot machine." And I said, "What?" And it was my birthday. And she didn't even know it was my birthday. She didn't know I was in Australia.
Nice.
All she cared about is कि gamble करने का तेरे को आज मेरे को ऐसा पता चला है. And I'm like, okay. So I went and I won, dude. Like I put $2, I won $124.
Wow.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. And when I won the 100, first I won 24. Then when I won the 100, there was this old lady who genuinely looked at me like, dude, you can't take this from us. Like, ये तो हमारा था यार.
Yeah.
Like, it was a good feeling, dude. And it was my birthday also. And I blew that money on one pack of cigarette. Because it's Australia.
Yeah.
But hey, so women in labor.
Oh, yeah, that's a direct connection.
I mean, the old lady was in some sort of
Labor.
Yeah.
So Women in Labor is a podcast that I started doing last year with Christina McGilvery and Laura Quinn, who are two journalists who work with the UN. And Women in Labor was formulated because we confronted the alarming statistic that the number of the women's participation percentages in India have fallen to the lowest in the world. Like we are lower than Bangladesh and Saudi Arabia. And we're at, I think, we were at 19% in the first season and we're at 14% now that we're doing the second season. And so women are not participating in the workforce. And like in a capitalist economy, you need to work in order to have your voice, you know, some value, etc., etc. I'm the child of a working woman. I myself, depending on what I feel that day, I'm a working woman. And so, you know, it really blew my mind. And I was like, oh my God, this needs to be talked about. And we are like at the end of the first season. So we did all these interviews with like, you know, cool, inspiring women. And then at the end of the first season, we found out the main reason why the women's participation in the workforce is falling is just guess. Why? Guess.
Pregnancy?
I don't even want to. I think whatever I guess will be wrong. Lack of jobs in general.
So, close enough, both of you. I mean, those are two problems. But the number one reason that women are not participating in the workforce as actively is because men are not helping out at home. Because Lalla doesn't want to pick up his plate and wash his chaddi. And that's why.
What a dumbass fucking reason.
That's what, I read a tweet about recently, like a woman was like, how can both of us have jobs? And then when I come home, how is it my responsibility to do another job of keeping the house clean and stuff like that?
Oh, fuck.
Which is what I feel sometimes with myself. So
Yeah.
But it is absolutely insane. Like even when we look at it, maybe it's education. Maybe not enough women are getting educated. Oh no. Turns out more women are educated in the history of India
than
ever.
Yeah.
And at like higher and higher levels, right? So there are women we spoke to who had like multiple PhDs, 6 PhDs, but they will not enter the workforce because they have the same problem where they are married, so they have to come back. And turns out even being really wealthy doesn't actually change anything because families are generally conservative. Like in fact, the wealthier ones are generally conservative. And they want ki, you know what, even if she's going out to work, she has to come back kyunki roti to hame bahu ke haath ki garam khani hai.
Bullshit.
my sister fully faced this, I'm telling you. Like they moved in with their in-laws to avoid the whole hassle of like taking care of the kids and everything. And when they come home, like it'll be hot food. Kaam bad gaya.
Like I'm babysitting the babysitters. Now what do I do? Like,
who will babysit the babysitters?
That's ridiculous, man. Like my mom has never cooked. Like my mom used to cook like way back when my grandmom still had her way in the house. And at one point my mom was like, hey, And now she can cook. And at every point in my life, like my mom was like, you don't really need to learn to cook. Just learn to make a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah, then you'll find someone to cook.
Then you'll find someone to cook.
Same with my mom. Like at a time when we used to live in the Chalso, Bombay, like family was so poor that both my mom and dad had to go to Dubai and Kuwait to work, right?
Yeah.
Leaving my sisters who were like now in 5th and 3rd standard to be taken care of by the neighbors essentially. Like my father would be here 3 months, then my mom would come 3 months, whatever. They would like keep alternating. And then my father left and came back to India and stayed with them
Yeah.
for a year, okay?
Holy shit, I didn't know this about you. That's really
Yeah.
freaking crazy, dude.
Yeah, I was not even born by then, okay?
Oh,
My
okay.
mom was still in Kuwait only.
I was all like, wow, what an emotional owner.
Wait.
And then Akshay Kumar saved her, his mom.
The
and all,
airlift
dude.
situation happened with my mom, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
my
I was
God.
conceived in Kuwait. Like that's why.
Girl,
Yeah, a lot
airlifted
of people think I look like Saddam. Anyways, but no. So when my dad came and lived with my sisters for an entire year, he
Yeah.
really did not like give a shit. Like he was like, okay, we'll figure out what to eat type. So sometimes they'd be like, okay, here's fucking vada pav to eat. Go. There's no proper food. So like neighbors would take care of my sisters. My father dropped the ball in the education department. Like did not like care about their whatever studies or whatever. My mom is like still doing like satellite management. Like my older sister flunked like 5th standard, and then she had to repeat that year. And that's why my mom was like, fuck this, I'm coming back because you can't even handle this part. And somewhere then I was born.
Ah.
And my mom had to like essentially come back in a panic situation also because of that.
Airlift.
Yeah.
Kuwait, Gulf War. Yeah, so then
That's
like
crazy.
yeah, and
That's
then like
crazy.
since then they were good in the studies department. I was the smartest kid actually because there was
Which is
no,
not to say much.
exactly. Like my sister who did not fail during that year was the one tutoring me. So it's like, and then we had a massive argument about how do you spell tuitions because she was smart and she was like it's TUITION and we were like no it's TUTION. Fuck you. Prove it.
Tatian, Tatian.
It's Tatians.
But yeah, and so we started doing the second
Yeah.
season, and
What is the second season address? Now that we have established
yeah,
the
so
number
then
one
like
season.
now the
Yeah.
ship has sank. Okay, the ship is officially at the bottom of the sea. Now it's how do we plug the holes
Right.
to turn into a submarine?
Okay.
Which sounds impossible, but it is. Don't worry. I think this time we sort of like they were like, hey, so we want to do a second season, and I was like, oh my god, at least I will have some employment. Chalo. So
Yeah.
maybe this is a good thing. Dude, so we decided to focus on the women that are already at work, right? Earlier, our conversations were very centered around, sort of the larger concepts. We were talking to very specific people. We spoke to Guneet Monga, who is this incredible producer. We spoke to a couple of people who sort of, we spoke to a couple of Anganwadi workers. We really went for it. And this season, we decided that, we're going to focus on more abstract concepts like choice, negotiation. And negotiation, by the way, we spoke to this woman called Ruha Shadab. And I think her recent report went viral. She leads this foundation called Led By. And it focuses specifically on increasing employability of Muslim women in the workplace.
Right.
And the survey they did recently that went viral was that, if you take the same resume and you put a regular non-Muslim name on it and you put a Muslim name on it, the chances of getting called back are literally halved.
Wow.
The same resume, same qualifications, same everything, right?
Yeah.
And sort of this reveals the deep fault lines that there are in our employability and labor practices in India. And one thing that I think, please stop me if it's getting boring, but the one thing that is blowing my mind right now is that in India, that was supposed to reap this demographic dividend of like 25% of us or 50% of us being below the age of 25. Our labor was going to be our big force.
Yeah.
I guess in 2010 when we still had hope. And what shocked me, and like as I do my research, is that we don't have any labor-specific reporting. That's why whenever, people go, and that's kind of why I was bringing up the whole gig economy thing, which kind of blew my mind. I was like, oh yeah, because you don't have that security of that job.
Yeah.
Nobody's working in the same company for 25 years and then retiring with a golden watch or whatever. None of that stuff is happening. Now it's everyone just like take your thing, do your thing and leave.
Yeah.
Right. And even though the payment might be higher in certain, like in some gig jobs, there's no security.
Yeah.
And does that, and then of course they blame millennials that, oh, you all don't want to buy houses, you all don't want to, get married, you all don't want to buy cars and all. Yeah, because there is no security.
Yeah.
And the way of life, as it were, that we've been told that we were going to get or we saw our parents get is kind of
Bullshit.
non-existent.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not gonna happen.
It's
They're
not
not
gonna
gonna. I don't know if your parents were well-to-do, the likelihood of you crossing how much they are worth right now, very less. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of what like blew my mind. I was like, oh, the way we talk about labor, the way we where we all got cut our teeth doing stand-up, which is at a comedy store. Was built on the whatever is inside the Phoenix Mall. Phoenix Mall was built on the Bombay Mills.
Yeah, reclaimed land. Yeah.
Hanji, and it's the Bombay Mills. Basically, the end of the Bombay Mills came when the labor union went on strike.
Yeah.
Because they were demanding better working conditions, and the strike went on for too long.
Some 4-5 years it went on.
For 3 years it went on, and then the owners decided to sell the property off, and that whole area, which was sort of made of labor.
Correct, yeah.
Suddenly then now each flat over there is like some 3 crore rupees or something like that. So it is, I guess it's a function of our socio-economic, but like the word is progress, no. I mean, it's industrialization.
Yeah, sacrifice has to be made. Basically.
Yeah.
So who are the people we are leaving behind?
Yeah.
Right? And with the second season, we decided that, you know what? Let's lessen the impact. Let's make sure that the ones who are getting left behind also is a lesser number.
Right.
That's the broad aim. Whether we manage to achieve it or not, everyone please tune in and listen.
Yeah. That's amazing though. Like just the idea that so much of labor is what drives the economy, and then in India especially, like the way they were left behind, or in Bombay, we all hear stories of the mills and everything, and then just to put context to it, it's amazing. So many people like jobless, and I still remember seeing these old chawl settlements. Like the labor class was the one who first got the idea of like buildings, but like multiple people living in small pocket houses first to Bombay.
Yeah. Oh, and then Bandit India.
Yeah,
India.
Going from something like mills that are now not functioning in India, you're working on something with IVM, and that's exciting.
Yes.
And tell us about that.
The show is called Banned in India, and it is about things that are banned in India. My one learning from the show has been that a lot of, like, you don't really need to ban stuff in order to make it inaccessible to the public. Because I feel like a lot of banning is done by us as a society. We are very big on banning stuff, or at least calling for it. Ban it, just remove it. Nikal do.
Yeah.
I think it robs us of the opportunity to have more nuanced conversations.
Yeah.
And I think maybe that's one of the reasons why we are in the state that we are today. Like in a really like polarized, world.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, tell us one of the things that are banned.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Oh my God. So there are some crazy things out there. Okay. There's some crazy things out there that I was like, what is this banned?
Yeah.
Reverse gear. You know those tunes that used to play when you reverse your car?
Yeah. They're banned.
They're
banned.
They are banned, my friend. You cannot play.
Rightfully so. I think I'm on the side of this banning.
It's like having a collar tune, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm reversing now.
And the personality of the car comes like such a jarringly different, because it will be like a SUV or like a big Jeep or something, and it's like doom. It's not
in fact, that's more appropriate.
That's more appropriate actually. Something like as stupid as like what is the song? That lift ke saath bhi tha na, when the lift would
That is so inappropriate for car reversing. सोचना है क्या जो भी होगा देखा जाएगा.
बस
sorry.
Please close the door. कृपया दरवाजा बंद करें.
Oh man.
So that's one thing that's banned. Then the second thing that I the weird thing is I remember being conscious, like not a child when this happened, but like undergarments on mannequins is banned.
Whoa.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Undergarments on mannequins. So then how do you sell undergarments?
You have to just hang them up.
Clearly.
You just have to hang them up and put traffic cones in them or whatever. I don't know.
That's
No, they have this round thing, that they do. It's a round metallic thing, and then they put the chaddi on it.
Oh.
And then it looks like how much it was stretch types.
Okay.
And then they hang it in layers like that.
And actually it's so specific, right, that it can't be a full mannequin wearing underwear. So it can be, that weird torso without the head and without any legs or whatever.
We are in
That's a type of...
Yeah, we live in a country where people have fucked monitor lizards. So I kind of understand where that one comes from. Like, कि अगर पूरा plastic का रहा तो it's too realistic. Like they'll keep vanishing.
There'll be creeps who still go on the mannequin and check कि क्या है नीचे. Like when we used to do with Barbie dolls when we were kids.
Nipple नहीं है इसको. Nipple कितना है इसका?
Now they have these mannequins which have like normal body and then a giant head. And that confuses so many people. I imagine somebody coming from the village and just like, oh fuck, Mumbai में ऐसे भी लोग
Yeah. शहर में ऐसे लोग होते हैं.
हैं. ये TikTok वाले लोग होंगे.
Oh my god, yeah, we discussed the TikTok ban also.
Oh, yeah.
And it's quite interesting. By the way, right now the US is also considering a ban on TikTok.
They have been doing it for 2 years now almost.
But वो मुश्किल है.
They have better.
So there are
I
some
wouldn't say that
things-
right now. I was going to say they have better things safeguarding their freedom and everything.
No, I mean, okay, if the US does it as a strategic decision, as a fuck you to China, I understand it. But like India doing it as a fuck you to China is slightly funny because if you
Yeah.
look at just basic trade deficit, we owe them way too much. We are dependent on China for almost most of our imports. Okay.
Yeah.
So like for us to say कि तेरा ऐप नहीं, is a slightly rich. I feel कि like तू किस मुंह से बोल रहा है भाई, तू वही मुंह से बाद में जाके चाइना को कुछ ना कुछ मांगने ही वाला है. You know?
Yeah.
So yeah, the trade deficit is not enough here. But yeah.
I kind of so I've done some research.
Yeah.
I've sort of disappeared into conspiracy theory holes. Speaking from the bottom of one of those pits, a part of me is like this kind of like the if you explore the reasons, it kind of makes sense. Okay, and security reasons.
Yeah.
Because
it gets
if
stuff from your phone.
Yeah, and if it's something that even the rest of the world is considering, there is something around it.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, when Biden and frickin' Trump are on the same side about something, then you're like, oh, there must be something to this conversation.
Yeah.
The loss, however, is of, I think, like a world stage for Indian performers. And the way TikTok had sort of like run into, unconventional socioeconomic band of people and made them stars.
Yeah.
We saw this movie and we interviewed him for the show. Divyang, not Khorbagade.
Khobragade.
Khobragade. She was that lady who got arrested for human trafficking in the US. Yeah, she was, Devyani Khobragade was the daughter of some Khobragade who was... This is like a late 2018 story. I'm going to stop on this.
It's okay. Thank you so much for coming. It's been absolutely great.
Yes, everyone, please listen to Banned in India and to Women in Labour Season 2.
Yay! Thank you so much
for having me, you guys.
When the finished show comes out, watch that also.
Oh my God, yeah. Dude, they're trying to find like Indian platforms to host it right now. They found a platform in Korea.
Oh, nice.
In Korea. Where there's no
nice.
Korean people on the show. They've already found a distribution outlet for it. In India, they're still looking.
Okay.
Cool. If any distribution outlets
If you're a distribution outlet.
Please outlet us, yeah.
Yeah.
Please let us out.
Please distribute.
Okay, done.